So in the last class, we were studying about electing a leader. Okay, so we saw the different process of the election of a class leader. So before we proceed further, let us have a small revision of what we learned in the previous class. Okay. Now we've seen how a leader is being elected in the class, or a class leader or a class captain, how they are elected in the class. Okay. So in every school, even in our school, we have the election process. Is it not? We choose the school captain, the house captain, then sports captains have been chosen, then cultural captains, then assembly in charge captains, okay, school discipline captain. So like that, we also elect many members in our school to be the captain. Okay, so today we are going to see how a class president or a class leader is being elected. Okay, so in most of the school, the students have leaders. Okay, like the school captain, then you have the house captain, sports captain, or the cultural captains. Then you have school discipline captain. All this. Okay, so there are different posts. Okay, and so in most of the schools, these leaders, how they are elected, in the school, the leaders are elected by the student and the teacher. Okay, so the students and teachers elect their leaders. Okay, through the process of voting. Okay, so through the process of voting, the leaders are being elected in the school, okay, or even in the class. Okay, and these different posts are being held by the students. Okay, so the different posts the students hold are being given to them, or they have to who can successfully carry out certain responsibilities and duties. Okay, so these leaders, they are elected on the basis of their capabilities. Okay, and they have to take over certain responsibilities and duties. Okay, so now let us see how a leader is being elected in the class. Okay, so in the last class itself, I discussed with you how the leader is being elected. So now in the class, there are 4 rows. Okay, so here you can see only 3 rows. One row is there toward the end, which is not much visible. Okay, so let us suppose that there are 4 rows in the class. Okay, so the teacher asks from every row one student to come forward for the post of this class leader or the class president. Okay, so from each row one student is being elected to stand for the post of class leader or the class captain. Okay, so these 4 people are known as the candidates. Okay, these 4 people are known as the candidate. Okay, so from every row, one student is being selected by the teacher, okay, for the post of the class leader. Okay, so these 4 students who are being elected, who are being selected from each row, they are known as the candidate. Okay, they are known as the candidates. Now, of these 4 people, who get the highest vote will be elected as the class president or the class leader. Okay, he'll be elected as the class president or the class leader. Now, the teacher writes these 4 students' name on the blackboard. Okay, first what you will do, so from each row, one student is asked to come forward to stand for the post of the class leader or the class president's post. Okay, so once from every row, one student comes out. Okay, and these 4 students, so there are 4 rows. So there will be 4 students who come out. Okay, so these 4 students are known as candidates. Okay, so these 4 students are known as the candidate. So they stand for the class leader or class president's post. Okay, now whoever gets the highest votes will be elected as the class leader or the class president. Okay, now the first process is the students are being taken out from each row. Okay, now the 4 students who stand for the post of class leader or the class president are known as candidates. Okay, you have to understand these concepts, candidates. Okay, now the teacher writes the name of these 4 candidates on the blackboard. Okay, the teacher writes the name of these students on the blackboard. Okay, now the 4 names are written on the blackboard. And now before the voting starts, okay, before the voting begins, all these 4 candidates will give a short speech. Okay, now all the students, all the 4 students who stand for the post of the class leader give a short speech. Okay, about themselves in the class. Okay, so they will give a short speech. So if they are elected as the class leader or the class president, what they will do for the class. Okay, so they will give a short speech, and this process is known as campaigning. Okay, so each student will speak about his or her plan for the class, and the students, okay, if or he or she is elected as the class president, what he or she will do. Okay, so this process is known as campaigning. Okay, so we learned 2 concepts. One is who is a candidate and what is a campaigning. Okay, so candidate are the students who stand for the class leader or class president's post. What is campaigning? Before the voting begins, okay, the candidates will give a small speech. Okay, they will introduce themselves and they will give a small speech on what they will do for the class if they are elected as the class leader. And this process is known as campaigning. Okay, this process is known as campaigning. Okay, now after the campaigning is over, the process of voting begins. Okay, after campaigning is over, the process of voting begins. Okay, now the teacher will give every student a slip of paper. Okay, the students, every student will be given a slip of paper known as the ballot paper. Okay, so what is the paper known? Okay, so every student in the class will be given a small piece of paper. Okay, they will be given a small piece of paper, and this small piece of paper is known as the ballot paper. Okay, this paper is known as what? What is it known as? It is known as the ballot paper. Now, what the students will do now? All the students in the class will write the full name of the candidate whom they are choosing on the ballot paper. Okay, so every student is given a slip of paper, and that slip of paper is known as the ballot paper. Okay, now what the students will do? The students will write the name of the candidate whom they are choosing on the ballot paper. Okay, and what they will do? Each student will, after writing the name on the ballot paper, they will fold the paper in such a way that nobody will know. Okay, so no other students will not know whom they are, each one has written on the ballot paper, whose name they have written on the ballot paper. Okay, and what they will do? So this process is known as voting by secret ballot. Okay, so the students, what they will do? They will fold the paper so that no one can see which student's name has been written on the ballot paper. So this process is known as voting by secret ballot. Okay, voting by the secret ballot. Okay, and after that, the students will drop the slip of paper which they have folded into the ballot box. So this is the ballot box. Okay, so every student will drop the the slip of paper into the ballot box. So this is known as the ballot box. Okay. Now, after everyone dropping their paper into the ballot box, the counting of votes will begin. So, in the class, if there are 30 students, there should be 30 ballot papers in the ballot box. Okay. Now, the teacher will collect all the ballot papers from the ballot box and then start counting. Okay. So, the number of ballot paper should be the same as the number of students in the class. Okay. So, if there are 30 students in the class, there should be 30 ballot paper in the ballot box. Okay, so once all the students drop their ballot paper into the ballot box, the teacher will collect all the ballot papers from the ballot box and then start counting. Okay, will start counting. Okay, so there are 4 students. So each student has got how many votes? Okay, they will start counting. Okay, and after that, after the counting is over, the results are declared and the candidate who get the maximum vote win the election. Okay, so the teacher will start collecting all the ballot papers from the ballot box and then she will start counting the ballot paper one by one. Okay, so after the counting of the ballot paper is over, the results are being declared. Okay, and the candidate who gets the maximum vote. Okay, so there are 4 candidates. Okay, so one would have got 10 votes, the other would have got only 4 votes, the other would have got only 7 votes, like that. Okay, so all the 4 would have got different votes. So whoever gets the maximum votes, okay, they would have been, they have won the election and they become the class president or the class leader. Okay, so the candidate who has got the maximum number of votes, okay, will be declared as the class president or the class leader. Okay, so the second highest vote who has got will become the assistant captain or the vice president of the class. You can say as vice president or the assistant leader, anything you can say. Okay, so the second highest vote whoever has got will become the vice president or the assistant leader of the class. Okay, and all the elected class leaders take an oath. Okay, so after the election they won, they take an oath to be good leaders. Okay, and in the investor ceremony. Okay, so we have the ceremony in our school also, no, investor ceremony, where all the captains will take an oath to be good leaders in the. So this ceremony will take place either in the assembly hall or the school hall in the presence of all the students and the teachers of the school. Okay, so they will take an oath telling that they will be as a good leaders. Okay, so all the elected leaders will take an oath. Okay, so to be as a good leader at the investors ceremony. Okay, so they all will take an oath in the investors ceremony. Okay, which will be held either in the school hall or the assembly hall or the in the presence of all the students and the teachers of the school. Okay, so this is how a leader in the school is being or in the class is being elected. Okay, so this is how the leaders are being elected. Okay, so electing a leader by the voting is the fair process. Okay, so this is the choosing a leader through an election is a fair process. So this is the right way how we have to choose a leader. Okay, so just like that, nobody should tell that you be the leader. Okay, so a fair process is where through election you choose your leader. Okay, so this is the way how we choose the leader. Okay, now next we go with the what are the duties of a good leader. Okay, now the election is over and we have chosen the leader. Okay, now what are the duties of a leader? Okay, or a class leader. So a class leader or a class president, he can be effective if he is supported. Okay, he does his duties of the class. Okay, so a class leader can be effective only if he or she is supported in his duties by the entire class. Okay, so there are certain duties that the leader has to do. Okay, so how can he do these duties effectively? If there is a support of all the students of the class, only then he will be able to do his duties well. Okay, so when you choose a leader, and if the leader tells something, you have to obey and go by his words. Okay, only then he will be able to do his duty in a proper way. So everyone must work together for the class or the school. Okay, so it is not alone that only the leader has to do. So leader is a person who will guide the whole class. Okay, so it is your duty to cooperate with the class leader so that he or she can do her duties in a proper way. Okay, so after choosing the class leader, we have to support the class leader in his duties. Okay, so we have to help him out. Okay, or we have to obey his words. As a class leader, we have to obey his words and help him in carrying out his duties. Okay, now let us see what are the duties that the leader has to do. Okay, so first thing, maintain discipline in the classroom. Okay, so in a kind, friendly, yet in a firm way. Okay, so the class leader's first duty is what? He has to maintain the discipline in the class. Okay, so and how he should not maintain discipline in a rude way. He should be very kind person. Okay, a very friendly person, but a strict person. Okay, so in a strict way he has to, so and you should know the the students how to behave properly. So you should know how to behave as a leader properly and do their works when there is no teacher in the class. Okay, so see, once the teacher is there, the teacher will take control of the class. Okay, for example, one teacher, your science teacher is on leave. Okay, So till the, someone else, some other teacher comes into the class, what you have to do? You have to maintain the discipline in the class. Okay. Whose duty is to maintain discipline in the class? The class leader's duty. Okay. So as the class leader, first duty is he has to maintain discipline in the class. Okay, not by hitting the other students. Okay, he should not hit or shout or he should not be very rude in the class. Rather, the leader should be very kind. He should be a friendly person, but still a strict person. Okay, to see that the students has to behave properly and then do their work there when there is no teacher. Okay, so this is the first duty, to maintain discipline in the class when there is no teacher. Okay, so he has to maintain discipline in a kind and a friendly and in a firm way. Okay, the class leader should not be very rude. He should not hit anyone. Okay, so or he should not shout at anyone in the class. Then the next duty that he has to see is keep the classroom neat and tidy and ensure that everything in the classroom is there. Okay, so when the teacher enters, there should be chalk, duster, and if classwork notebook has to be distributed for the class, all the notebooks has to be kept ready in the table. Or if there is any homework that is given the previous day for that particular subject, the class leader has to collect them and keep it on the teacher's table and make a note of the students who have not submitted the notebooks and the homework notebooks, and then give the list to the teacher. Okay, so this is the next duty that the class leader has to do. Okay, so what he has to do? He has to always see that the classroom is kept neat and tidy. Okay, so he should, if anyone shaves the pencil shapes and put it down, or put the tear papers and put that down. Okay, so that will make the classroom dirty. So as a leader, he should see that such thing doesn't happen in the classroom. Okay, he should see that he maintains neatness and he keeps the classroom neat and tidy. Okay, and he keeps ready all the things that the teacher wants. Okay, especially the chalk, the duster, okay, the homework notebooks that are being collected and kept, and the list of students who have not written their homework. Okay, so all this he will have to take care. Then the next duty is make sure that the students walk in a line without making noise whenever they go out. Okay, so for example, you're going for a PT period or a yoga period or to a library. Okay, so that is the time when you come out of your classroom. Okay, so the leader has to see that when they are walking on the corridor of the school, they have to maintain silence. Okay, so all the students have to be instructed to go in a line and in silence. They should not make noise. Okay, so when they are moving out of the classroom, nobody should run. Okay, all should form first a neat line, and then they should walk through the corridor slowly without making any noise or without giving disturbance to the other classes. Okay, so when they move out for a yoga class or to a library or to a PT period. Okay, so that they have to, the leader has to check over that. Okay, and then make sure that all the light fans are switched off when the students leave the classroom. Okay, so it is the main responsibility of the leader to check whether all the lights and fans in the classroom are switched off, and all the children in the class have come out of the classroom. Okay, so nobody should be sitting inside the classroom. So of the students sitting inside the classroom, half are in the line, it should not happen. Okay, so once you have to move out of the class means all have to form a neat line, and then they have to walk along, walk in the corridor with a silence. Okay, in silence. They should not run, or they should not keep talking when they are moving out of the classroom. And one of the main duties is that, to see that all the lights and fans in the classroom are being switched off. Okay, before moving out of the classroom. Okay, so these are some of the important duties as a class leader. Okay, now the most important is the class leader or the class president has to treat every student in a fair and just manner. Okay, that is very, very important. Now, because you are the leader, you should not take control of everything. Okay, so you should be very polite, you should be very disciplined as a class leader. Okay, so you should, first thing is you should dress up neatly, you should come on time as a leader, in the right time to the class, and then you should never be rude to any of your classmates. You should not hit anyone, or you should not use any abusive words on anyone. Okay, so all this is very, very important to be as a class leader. Okay, so these things have to be taken care as a class leader. Okay, so everybody in the class should be treated in a fair and a just manner. Okay, so everybody should be given equal importance in the class. Okay, he should not be favorable to any friend. So if he's having, for example, if he's having a best friend X or Y, okay, so he should not be favorable to that particular person, and be rude to other people in the class. Okay, because he or she is a best friend of mine. Okay, you should not be favorable to such people. Okay, that is very, very important. Okay, so these are the main duties as a class leader or a class president. So as a class president, you have to follow all these duties. It's very, very important. Okay. Now next we go with the significance of the classroom election. So what is the importance of this classroom election? Okay, so classroom election will teach us the importance of electing a right leader. Okay, so the first importance is we will learn how to elect a right leader. Okay, so see, on what basis we elect our leaders? We know this person will do all the things in the right way, or he or she is a good child. Okay, very disciplined child. So on the basis of that only we elect our leader. So through a classroom election, we will learn the importance of electing a good or a right leader. Okay, and they also help us to realize our role as a class leader. So the class leaders will know their duties well. Okay, so if I am the leader, I will learn to know what are my duties. Okay, so as a class leader, what are the things I have to follow? Okay, then classroom election also gives the student the power of electing their leader. So in a classroom, we get the power to elect a leader, and these leaders are answerable to them. Okay, so any problem, the teacher first will ask the class leader only. Okay, so he or she should be answerable to the teacher. So whatever happens in the class. Okay, and if the class leader do not carry their duties as they should be, what happened? They will not be chosen as a candidate for the next election. So how well he does the class leader's duty, on the basis of that only, next time also he will get a chance to be the class leader. Okay, so if you don't do your, as a class leader, if you don't do your duties well, the next day you will not get elected as a class leader. Okay, So these are some of the importance of the class election. Okay, so through class election, we, understand how to elect a right leader. The class leaders will know what their role is, and the class election will give the students the power to elect their leader who are answerable to them. Okay, and the class leaders who do not do their duties properly will not be chosen as a candidate in their next election. Okay, so these are the importance of the class election. Okay, so with this we will stop for today's class, children. Thank you.